Welcome back to the GumLoop Basics course. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the third and final part of building your first workflow, where we are going to take everything that we did in the travel and what do we call it? The travel, weather, and things to do app. And we are going to pass that all over to our first integration. So today we're going to take a look at integrations and how to integrate with other software. I guess technically we've been doing that with Google Spreadsheets, but now we're going to look at how to set one up and all that stuff for our Gmail account. All right, so in the first video of this mini series, we took a look at building the interfaces, editing one, setting one up, and then passing that information to the spreadsheet. And then in the second video, we took a look at passing that data from the interface to some web queries so that we could go and find the relevant data on the weather as well as some things to do. We pass that over to the web scrapers so it could scrape all that information from each website. And then we ultimately join those lists of items together and pass all that data with a prompt to our AI. And now what we're going to do is we want to pass this information out of the AI and into our Gmail so that we can save that and have it ready to publish and push out to the requester. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over and we're going to go to Gmail. And so this is a pretty easy one. We're just going to click Gmail sender, and I already have a couple things logged in here, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some new credentials. So when you go to add new credentials, it's going to ask you to add some stuff here. So we'll click on the big pink button at the top and we'll go to Gmail. Click add credentials. We'll give full permissions for this here so it can sign in and all that stuff. And it gives us the handy option of just signing in through Google. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with a test email that I have. And again, sign in, save all the stuff. Good job. All right. So now we have access to that email. So when we go back over to the workflow here, we can close that, we can refresh this, and we should be able to see our new email address in here. And it's that simple to integrate one of our software, especially with something like a Google tool or something like that. So if you use Google Sheets, Google Documents, Google Drive, anything like that, Gmail, very easy to sign in, get that stuff ready to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the information from the AI and we're going to pass it to the Gmail sender. There's one other thing that we need to pass into this, which is going to be the actual email address. So now we're going to take this, pull it down here. And we'll do this here. So now the body of the email is going to be that actual response from the AI, right? The recipient is going to be the email address, the requester's email address, and the subject we say your travel weather report and things to do. And if we really wanted to, we could say in the location, right? That way we're dynamically adding that in. If we really wanted to, we could say, hey, first name, make it personal, comma, or here is your travel weather report and things to do in whatever city. Sender display name, we could add that. And then this is where we would save it as a draft, or you can have this auto publish. Again, if you really want to, you just simply turn it off, and turning it off is just going to immediately send it out. But for our purposes, we're just going to save as draft. And that's basically it. And you can do some extra stuff if you really want to make it fancy, but in this case, for this scenario, we don't need to do anything else. That's going to be it. What we could do is we could simply just pass this in if we really wanted to, and maybe we have another column over here that says email draft created, and it would just be like a response, or we could say even like a response from Gmail. That way we just get the actual response and we don't have to worry about formatting it or anything like that. So if we just take these and we delete this all that data, get the response from Gmail, come over here, and we can refresh this stuff here. And now we can add in the response from Gmail, which after we've passed this info in, it's finally going to then save. So the last thing that this workflow is actually going to do is going to create this Google row. And for this here, we're going to have the email status put in there. And so that is technically that. So if we look at it, we have everything done. We've created the interface. We've passed in the city, the date, the email, the first name and the last name of the requester. And we started to save it to the database. But now this is actually the last thing. All this other stuff is getting this, as well as this is now going to get passed back to this database. We passed the interface objects to the weather. We also found stuff to do based off of the inputs, passed that to the AI, and the AI passed its stuff over to the email to create that draft. And we can see all this information, and after saving, we can run this all. And we can see it succeeded on every front. And so we can go over to our thing. We can see the email, and we can see that the response from Gmail was that the email was saved as a draft successfully. And if we pop over to this test Gmail, we can go into our drafts and we can actually see the email that was created. So we have successfully went through and completed our first GumLoop automation. And if we go ahead and we can now, see this, we learned about how to publish them, all this different stuff. It's already actually published, so we can go in and we can edit, who has access and all that stuff through here. And this would work great for, say, you're at like a convention or something like that, as like a lead capture form. You could go through and have this on, say, a tablet or whatever, ready to go. Well, let's go through and grab the correct one here. Make sure when you're copying, copy the interface link. That's the one I want, not the workbook. But the why this would work as a great for whatever is because it's going to need to be a link to an account. And so in theory you could have someone create an account if they wanted to fill this out, but needs an account. Right now, that is one of the limitations of GumLoop, is that it's going to be limited to an account. So what I'd probably do is I'd just say, have this as like a tablet or whatever. I'm sure they're working on some more functionalities with this, but we were able to create this, and we can collect that information now, and it travels through our workflow, and we can see everything. So this is going to end this first little mini series, which is just a great intro into how all this stuff works. And now in the next following videos, we're going to take a deeper dive into some of these flows and specific nodes, so that you can understand how to use them, the best use case scenarios. And we'll be looking at some of the examples of things that I've already built out, so you can see how these things work in real life use case scenarios and much more complex workflows. So yeah, I will see you all in the next video.